Hey, Dom Dracafa here. Today I'm gonna do a review that I've wanted to do for a long time. It's a review of my all-time favorite video game, Pokemon Colosseum. For people who think Pokemon is limited to the bright, cheerful adventures of the TV show, this game will be a bit of a shock. Of course, the actual games are quite different from the kid-friendly cartoon, though still kid-friendly themselves. Still, none of them are quite as edgy as Colosseum. This game is dark. It literally turns those cute little monsters into vicious, aggressive, dangerous beasts. The evil organization, Cypher, is much more capable than teams Rocket, Aqua, Magma, or Galactic. While the other teams are limited to a few predictable Pokemon types, Cypher's Pokemon are diverse and powerful. They have discovered a way to close the hearts of Pokemon, turning them into fighting machines. These shadow Pokemon are ruthless and will even attack people. Perhaps the biggest surprise in the game is in the very beginning. A boy breaks into Team Snag'em's hideout, steals a device called a snag machine, and blows up the hideout once he leaves. We don't know if anyone was inside at the time, but it seems most of them are already outside, watching the perp ride away on his kick-ass motorcycle, with Espeon and Umbreon in the sidecar. This is the main hero. Ironically, he was originally a villain, part of Team Snag'em, a group who steal Pokemon from trainers using the snag machine. Why did he blow up his own team's hideout? Why did he take the snag machine? We don't really know, but it seems he had a change of heart. Or maybe he just wanted the glory for himself. What really solidified his switch to the other side was finding the kidnapped girl. In Phoenix City, he sees two thugs carrying a bag. Screams are coming from inside the bag, alerting the nearby citizens. The hero, who I'll call Wes, battles the thugs and rescues the girl, who I'll call Rui. Rui has the ability to see a dark, shadowy aura from the evil Pokemon, and that's why she was kidnapped. After this initial encounter, Wes and Rui become partners. Wes battles Cypher and uses the snag machine to snag the shadow Pokemon, which can only be identified by Rui. Eventually, he must face the head of Cypher, who has the strongest of the shadow Pokemon. After it's snagged, it must be purified. Purification is reopening the shadow Pokemon's heart through battling, scent massages, and just being around people, when Wes is walking around with the Pokemon in his party, or if the Pokemon is in daycare. When the shadow meter drops to 0, Wes goes to the Relic Stone in Agate Village to open the Pokemon's heart fully, returning it to normal. The game is very well structured, with each shadow Pokemon encountered being more difficult to snag than the last, as well as more difficult to purify. There are a total of 48 shadow Pokemon, including legendaries Entei, Suicune, and Raikou, used by the Cypher admins. Near the end of the game are strong non-legendaries like Metagross and Tyranitar. The rest are more basic, but mostly impossible to find in other games, and most of them from Generation 2. The setting of the game is mostly dark and unfriendly. Ore is mostly desert, with a few scattered towns. The coolest place is the Under, which is basically a city built in a sewer. Cypher has complete control here, as well as the town right above, Pyrite. The Under is filthy, crime-ridden, and most importantly, home to the Resistance, an association called the Kids Grid, where tech-savvy youngsters use their skills to uncover Cypher's plans and foil them. The only pleasant locations are Phoenix and Agate, both lush and welcoming. Friendly folks everywhere. The soundtrack is incredibly fitting for every situation. Pyrite, the Under, and the Snag'em and Cypher headquarters have eerie music, while Phoenix and Agate have calm, soothing music. Battle music is better than any other Pokemon game, with different music for different trainers, similar to the music for the different locations, either dark and intense or energetic and friendly. Character design varies. The main characters, Wes and Rui, are well animated, though I have to wonder why Wes has yellow eyes with slit pupils. He looks like a mix between Yukimoto and Lord Voldemort, which really isn't a bad thing. The Cypher admins, however, look like odd caricatures from old Disney movies, and I can't even begin to try to pronounce their names. The most memorable character is the completely unique Mirror B. How to best describe him? Basically the most overblown stereotype of 70s and 80s disco. Love him or hate him, Mirror B is a Pokemon icon, at least in the GameCube games. He even has his own subplot in Gale of Darkness, with his useless sidekicks Trudley and Folly. The animation itself is okay, the best part being the background environment. Battles are a step up from Pokemon Stadium, but being made in 2004, graphics from today put it to shame. Gale of Darkness is a big step up, and Battle Revolution is flashy but has no story, so the intense graphics are not used to their full potential. Personally, I think it's the story and the music that really sets this game apart. I played Gale of Darkness before I actually had a chance to play Colosseum all the way through. Despite better graphics, Gale of Darkness, like any sequel, just can't compete. It's a great game, but too much like the traditional Pokemon games. The main hero is bland, with a bland backstory. Colosseum changed Pokemon completely. It was dark, it was exciting, it was more violent. The hero blows stuff up. Gale of Darkness is more kid-friendly, like all the other games. I am planning on reviewing Gale of Darkness 2, without comparing it to Colosseum, just objectively commenting on the best and worst parts of the game. And I'm still taking requests for any other Pokemon review, or Animal Crossing, if you want. Let me know. Thanks for listening. And just so you know, I really do take Pokemon seriously. As strange as that it sounds for a 19-year-old girl, I just really like the concept of humans teaming up with animals. And the message has always been that treating your Pokemon as equals, caring for them, loving them, will make you the greatest trainer in the world. I think that says a lot.